Yes, now my people, what's going on? Welcome back to the Sports Zone All Access Pass. Welcome back to episode 5. Thank you so much for love and support. It's all been love. It's been great to see how the channel's developing and growing. Can't wait to see what bigger things happen. We're going into today's episode. We have such a special guest, such a special episode. We're going to introduce him now. This guy, he started off as my centre back partner at Benoni Northerns. We played, we fought together, we fought side by side. And now he's the CEO and the founder of Eastside United. I'd like to introduce Ashton.
Hey, thanks
How
first
you
of all.
doing?
Thanks first of all for having me. I know you want to jump into all the different factors, but first of all, I want to say thank you to Zaves. He's giving us all a platform. Footballers, any type of community in football is giving us a platform, and it's really, really exciting. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you for being on. Thank you for jumping on the chance when you had it. Thank you for jumping on the show. So we're just gonna get into it. First question I want to ask you, I've asked all guests so far, your love and your journey for soccer, your individual playing journey.
Massive. Yeah, so obviously it started at a young age. Obviously, I think it actually first started in 2010, believe it or not, when I was only 10 years old. I might start a bit later in my footballing life. It actually started with, I don't know if you guys remember like Look and Listen or Musica, that type of store. So they used to have like FIFA World Cup, it was 2010, just around then. And they had this like little game, so I used to play there every time, and I'm like, yes bro, this is so fun. And then I used to play it like when I was younger, but I wasn't really interested. But then once I got hooked on that, bro, like after that, just started growing and growing. I think it was around 2014, around 2014, it started growing even more. I used to play with friends in the park. I used to go a bit more serious, and I decided, hey, I need to join club level. So I just did some training at Northerns. We used to play around there, used to kick around. And I think 2015 when I decided, let me actually try it out. And I had a really good season that year. Coach Shane was my coach, obviously.
Big up Coach Shane.
Big up Coach Shane Campbell. Obviously, he's been a mentor since then. I think we had Luke Ontong, another coach at the time. But started growing from there. And then 2015, 2016, I said, no, this is something I'm enjoying. So let me start coaching. And I think around 2017, 2018, I started coaching the ladies team. I didn't decide to go for the youngest team or whatever. I decided to go for the first team. So I coached the ladies team. Obviously, I had ages from 16 to 40 even. I was coaching moms when I wasn't even 18 yet. So it was insane, but I really enjoyed it because it opened up my eyes a lot to football. But football itself, I've tried every position, from goalkeeper all the way up to striker. I've played in, I'm not lying to you, I've played in every single spot.
I know that one.
I've even been an official ref this season. And then I went to coach, and I've been an assistant coach, and now I'm basically owner of the club. So yeah, it's been a massive journey, but I don't think football is just a general sport. I think that is a part of my life. It is basically my life now, and it's taking me through ups and downs, which is the journey.
No, it's good. It's nice to see your journey. Nice to hear, because I know playing with you at Northerns 2 seasons ago was a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster of emotions, ups, downs. We went from coaching to playing.
Everything.
All in one season. So I wanted to ask you, which player made you fall in love with the game?
So there's actually quite a few, but number one, I think it was actually Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that's most of the gents. Obviously Ronaldo, Messi. Honestly, football. I'll choose myself. Let's be honest. No,
he's right.
No, listen, Ronaldo's a goat. I think he's a goat for me. But I think it was definitely Ronaldo. Yeah, no, I get you. It's definitely Ronaldo for me because I think he's inspired a lot of people with his hard work, his tenacity. I don't think anyone can just copy the blueprint that he's had. But in saying that, Messi also had a beautiful career, started when he was young, developed. It takes a lot of character as a young guy to actually do it. I know even like, your small cousin or wherever, it's a very difficult journey to go from that age and decide that you want to be a pro baller. So I think if anyone had an opportunity, take it. But I think just in general, Ronaldo's been basically my idol in football. And there's many. Zidane, Ronaldinho, Messi could be one of them, maybe. Ronaldo. But the list goes on.
Yeah, no, I understand. So I've always asked this. I'm now playing for Eastside United. Big up Eastside. Great project. I love where it's going. The players, the coaching, I love it. I wanted to ask on camera, and I've asked you off camera, what pushed you to design Eastside?
So Eastside wasn't really my design, believe it or not. It's more of a family-based type of design. So it's more of a thing where I could see in club structures there's certain defaults and certain areas, and the same philosophy that carries on season after season. I think it's run by fossil fueled people, if I could say it like that, because it's the same thing, it's generic, it's not really something new. And I'm always about new. You'll see even with my business, I'm always consistently thinking of something new, and it's a thing where, I looked at previous clubs I was at, and I was always thinking, how can we better it? And I know they've set their structure, which I respect, but at the same time I said no, we need something new. So the minute I thought about the gents, about the ladies, about everyone that wants an opportunity, I thought maybe I can create something that I can be more in control of, but also the community around me can be in control of, instead of just having one narrative and that's it. So with the footballing side, we grew it. Obviously, had a lot of no's. Believe it or not, it wasn't just a hunky-dory effect and, we get it on the plates. It was a big journey. I think I took over 2 years to plan it. And when I did get it, I actually cried on my first training. I didn't even think anyone saw it, but I actually cried on my first training because I was like, I fought for this. I'm not just saying that like, I fought for this, whatever.
No,
fake,
but the hard
whatever.
work.
But at that first training, bro, when I saw that was insane because it came from a perspective of always knows. And then when I got that final to say, yes, you can register, bro, it meant the world. To anyone else, it's like, it's a new season. Let's play. 100%. Some of the gents, So it was a massive, massive journey, and it was beautiful.
So I wanted to ask, right? Because now you said in your journey there's been many no's and many yeses and whatever the case may be. What made you continue to push until you got your final yes? Because I know there's a lot of people that after that first 3 or 4 no's, they cut it out, they cut their dream. What made you pursue it?
I think it's having that thing where it's regret, bro. Like if you don't attempt to try something, you're gonna regret it. And I think for me, those no's were more of a motivation instead of just let me actually hate this and feel a bit more emotional about it. So for me, it was a thing where I needed to actually feel like I need to go for it. And when I had that first no, I was like, there's no way I'm getting a no. Especially with football, bro. You've seen football in South Africa. It has a lot of growth, a lot of potential from any organization, not just from old to new. But there's so much potential. And everyone should have an opportunity. So I thought about that way where we have to have that. And for me, that first no, I was like, nah, there has to be a yes somewhere. And even if it's a 10% chance, I'll take it.
Okay. No, because I understand it. Because like I say, I know people, I know in this mindset, the moment you get that first no, doors closed.
Exactly.
People don't want, and then you say that that regret thing was also being a thing of, I understand. Because once you get so close and the door closes, a couple of years down the line, you'll be like, I regret not pursuing it, not doing it. So now I want to ask, obviously, if you don't want to, you don't want to spoil it out for clubs that are watching. How far do you want to see this dream go?
So to be honest with you, I think my far is quite far. Like if I could say what I'll do in a year, some clubs will take 10, 20, 30, maybe even the lifetime to do it. So I think it's more like what I'm doing phase by phase. So for me, I've set certain goals for next year where we want to develop certain grounds, certain procedures. I think that will be on our page soon as well, just to learn more about it. Sorry for the plug.
No, it's right.
But 100%. It's a sense where even now we're building infrastructure, we've got plans, we've done designs, mock-ups, etc. Also working with certain developers, investors. But it's a sense where we want to take football way to a different level. Like the one thing that the clubs can steal it from me, I don't really care, is the 4 phases of football. So it's not just your players themselves when it comes to the footballing side, your coaching side. It's also the emotional side. So we want to add in certain psychology courses, training programs for mentorship, leadership, etc. Then you've got the process around your general social side, where we also want to collaborate more around the social side because chemistry makes your team. And then the 4th factor, obviously, when it comes to that one, I'll keep. That one I'll keep.
No, that's right.
But in that sense, I have to. Sorry, but in that sense, it's a thing where we want to bring all different environments and create a better sustainability for any type of gender, any type of race, any type of religion, all in one specific place, and from there they can feel comfortable to play.
No, that's right. And follow Eastside. The socials will be down below because I know there's bigger plans coming. I know, like you said, with the gender, there's looking to be a ladies team coming. Obviously, I'm going to plug it for you.
Please,
there's a ladies team coming, so any ladies that are watching this, so
from 16 to 30 for now, and then in the future we'll open up more age groups.
So anyone if you have a sister, a cousin, or auntie, let them know that soccer's coming for the ladies. Eastside United, you heard it here first.
Exactly.
So I know we currently sitting in the league now. We're sitting 3rd in the league. We're pushing. We're working hard. There's been some ups and downs as the season going along. How you want the season to end?
Every day. I want to win every day.
Every day.
I think, to be honest, if you're in it just for just the general sense to get a draw or loss, I think it's more social. To me, I think anything you do should give your all, and I think that philosophy should be that we should win. And I do see myself winning the league. I do see myself winning, but if not, I do want to see development. And that development should be the winning part. But in the sense of our first season, I'm all in.
It's right. First season, 100%. All in. First season, all in. So now I wanted to ask this also. Now since we're on camera, I can ask you also. So we're currently playing Div 2.
Correct.
So Div 2, then we go to Div 1.
Div 1, exactly.
And from Div 1 we go to?
I think we definitely go to Prem or Castle, depending on how they structured it, because it's very different to what it was last season.
Okay, because it was different from the last season.
But the main thing I also wanted to chat about is we are looking at buying a status.
Yeah.
And that status we'll chat about soon as well.
No, 100%. Maybe you call him on again for further information. Part 2 coming soon.
Just obviously, the main thing is just keep in touch with our socials. And
Yeah.
obviously, our website is coming soon as well.
100%.
Where you can see this big man and his stats as well. As
100%.
well as some videos, interviews. I'll even plug this one for you. There's a lot of different factors that we're going to elaborate for players themselves, but there's so much more coming. I think Eastside United, it's like you always expect more.
A project to grow bigger.
Definitely.
So who knows? 10 years PSL, we coming.
We're coming.
PSL,
That's the main goal. Yeah.
PSL, 100%.
Exactly.
Okay. Wanted to find out also, like,
Yes. Yeah.
when it comes to like the sponsorships and stuff, what made you get the sponsors we have now?
So to be honest with you, it's a mixed bag because even with sponsors, you wanna bring sponsors that bring quality and the structure to it. And I think with the sponsors we have, they all bring that certain quality that we need.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to step on toes, like for example, this one supplies this.
Yeah.
So I think each one obviously brings a perspective to it. Like for example, one of the main sponsors is Eastside Market, which is my company.
Yeah.
We obviously funded quite a bit of a process through the football club, the general renting, facility, equipment, coaches, etc. And obviously with the rest of our sponsors also collaborating in some way to provide some sense of quality, which is amazing. And I think in that sense, we want to bring more relationship, sponsorship orientations, and from there it just helps the club grow. And I think the biggest thing about sponsorships as well, if anyone is interested as well, is we want to make them feel like they're part of the journey, they're a family member, they're not just a general, person that's going to give. It couldn't just be the financial side, it could be just products, it could be whatever type of contribution that will bring quality to the club.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%, I get that one. And I wanted to find out, so we said we're currently playing senior.
Yes.
We're looking to enter lady senior.
Correct.
Are we looking to go lower?
Yes, we
for
are.
a development program.
1000%. I think the biggest thing is we just need confirmation.
Yeah.
But in that sense, I definitely think the doors will be open because we do bring something that's quality, and I think they obviously Easton's himself, a beautiful organization that has certain structures.
Yeah.
We can provide senses for that, but I think it all is down just to the project that we're obviously building as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Big out the project because, like I said, I've been with you. Missed last season. Obviously, I went to a different club. We parted ways last season.
Yes. Yeah.
But to come back and to see how much you as a player and how much you as a coach and a person has grown from when we last saw each other was crazy. And I think the best thing, for you, drew more people in.
Oh, I see.
Because when I left Northerns, when we were playing, I left to a club that were playing the style of play that I wanted. Then when I got there, things happened that wasn't planned.
Correct.
Obviously, things happen, politics happen, I understand it. But then it pushed people away.
100%.
Then we were fighting what we needed to do, how many games we could have filled on a game. We struggled.
Exactly.
But the player you had, or the communications and the way you express and communicate with people, made it so easy for me to join back and follow your path.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Because I'm not just saying this because we're sitting on camera. I would have told you this off camera also.
100%, John.
But the fact remains is you have this communication way that people want to see and jump eager. They see your vision, they want to go with it. That's why I said when I heard your vision, first I was 100% I'm there. But from where we played and where we were playing, 100% development.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
From coaching to facilities to everything, it's just a whole step. So I'm excited to be part of this process.
I appreciate that. And the biggest thing is you're only as good as your players, and I think with Xavier having the quality he has and most of the gents that come to the football club, it's not a club without your team. And I think for me, I've always been a team player. I think it's been easier for me to be part of the team than by myself. I think that's the best way to say it. But at the same time, I want to thank you as well. You've been a massive inspiration. You're day one to the club, if I could say it like that as well. You're the OG of the OGs. But in that sense, I think when I asked Xavier, it wasn't even a yes or no, and it was a yes. And I think
straight yes.
It was a thing where I would like to work around people and not the club being the main focus. It should be the people that is the main focus. So it's always been that. And if any gent joins, they'll also notice the fact that we're focusing on them and the priority will be on them. So in that sense, I appreciate all your kind words as well. It's heartwarming because I never get that. But at the same time, I just want to keep pushing, keep working hard. Right. And at the end of the day, I only rest once I've seen everything.
Once you've seen your plan fulfilled, it's 100%.
It'll be all settled as well,
No, that's right. I'm happy to be part of it. I'll be there to the end. Nothing will pull me from it.
And I also want to thank, one more thing, I also want to thank, your family as well. You guys have been so amazing. I know your moms, obviously the rest of the fam as well, coming Saturday. And
Yeah.
it's been beautiful. It feels like I'm a part of their family as well, which is really inspirational. Yeah.
But I think that's the thing that you want is you grow in this family-based club, is what you said, is what you wanted.
Yeah.
It's not only just you and the management and the players. You want the community to get involved.
Exactly.
9 out of 10 times, I'm sharing the links for YouTube and stuff. I'm sharing it on family WhatsApp groups. So it's not
100%.
only here that you're seeing family.
Yeah, true.
Family's watching on behind the screen.
It's
They're
crazy.
screaming.
You know what's the biggest thing? Like I've got family that's all over the world. I've got family in England, Portugal, whatever. You know, people go wherever they need to. But in that sense, I've seen people watching our games even from Madeira.
Yeah.
They're there by the hotel, by Ronaldo's hotel. They say, "Hey, watching your game," and I'm like, "Yes," it gives me like goosebumps. And then you see some people there, some in Birmingham, and they're obviously checking it out, and I'm like, "Yes, that is so cool."
And
it gives us a presence, and not just for people that we know, but people that's obviously on our socials. Thanks for following us. But in that sense, I've seen people actually just watching us and being collectively interested in all our players.
Because even I've been sending links to friends I have in London, in the UK. They've been shooting like, "Oh, when's the next game? Are you playing today? Are you like before I leave the house on the Saturday? Are you streaming today? Is it the same link? Is it this? Is it that?" And then when the moment this past Saturday we played in Northern, you said no streaming. I forwarded them. They're like, "Yo,
it's a downfall.
Why no streaming? Now we can't see the club."
I hope other clubs take that initiative to stream.
Right.
I think from any level, even depending on the privacy policy and everything, but if we can even get junior football, because imagine how many clubs overseas, like for example, we have 1 or 2 guys that's already over, but it's a thing where we want to give more of a platform to everyone. You know, scouts can watch it. You know, maybe even top players can watch it. Be like, hey, you know, let's speak to a manager. This guy looks like Ronaldo when he was at Sporting. Let's bring up Ronaldo again, but you know what I mean? It's a sense where I think it just opens up doors, and I think the football itself, when we show on the stream and everything, people will just watch it, even if it's not even football. You know? So it will open, but even with our streams, we're going to get a lot more fun. We're going to add more challenges. The commentary will be better.
The giveaway was crazy.
The giveaway was insane.
The giveaway was crazy.
But it's going to get crazier, bro. Like, even with our... Okay, I'll share a bit of it. So, with our new club, especially halftime, I want to get, like, performances from artists. I want to get DJs going. I want to make it, like, when you go on Saturday, you must be excited, not just about football, but everything. Everything.
So, heard it here first. Eastside, big projects coming. Stay 100%. Tuned, stay followed. Follow up on the socials. It's all going to be good.
Exactly.
It's all blessed.
Exactly.
Are you following the Euros?
I am, half and half, if I could say. I'm not going to lie. I have been following a few teams. I think France looking a bit sticky, but I think majority of clubs are still, not clubs, more countries are obviously still getting into it and obviously working in it as well.
There's a lot of underdogs this
massive. I'm just a bit disappointed in Croatia's intro. I think there's a lot of them, but I think also one of them, especially after watching the game against Portugal, even there's a lot of teams.
Did you catch the final score by Croatia by any chance?
Croatia, no.
When I was leaving, they were 1-0 down.
Also, that's when I also stopped watching. I was like, nah.
Because I know they were 1-0 down. But also, England are looking fire.
They're looking massive.
England.
I think, can I be honest with you, England. I know there's probably viewers from England. No offense to you guys. I do see there's a lot of political errors there. I think Gareth Southgate, for me, is amazing. He was an amazing player. As a manager, I think he's going for a different approach, which is awesome because it's something he doesn't do. He doesn't just pick players that he doesn't want, like Harry Maguire not being there, a few big players not being there. Jack Grealish, I think Jack Grealish I would go against because I think it's just minutes. I know Man United fans, even the one behind the camera, he's also looking at me. But in that sense, I think Grealish is probably a better option than even Foden. And let me tell you why. Foden
and that's big coming from a City.
Now let me tell you why. Foden is a systematic player. He's raised in City.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. So obviously discussing some factors around, for example, Foden being a systematic player. I think Grealish being left out is a big miss. As I said before, systematic players are very different. You look at Van der Beek when he was at Ajax to Man United, completely different. We look at Messi, Barca, to where he is now, completely different. I think those types of players you can't take to tournaments. You can't take systematic players to tournaments. I think you've seen that over the past. You either take a whole team, like how Barca did with Spain in the World Cup, and then there was a few Madrid players. Or alternatively, you just select the players from different teams, and from there you basically work on that whole process. So for me, the main factor that I'm also looking at is, you look at Portugal. Portugal's very mixed.
Very mixed.
Like age-wise. Different age groups, club-wise, etc. Got a lot of old guys, new guys, etc. I'm looking at France. France is very, very strong in terms of all the way from goalkeeper all the way to striker. But also something's missing in this. I would say this round. I think they are relying more on the older players.
Because now they have a lot of youngsters that are coming through, like your Chuchemeni, your Camavinga. So now older players you're looking at, maybe Griezmann is the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Griezmann, Kante, Giroud.
Kante's been amazing.
You saw his recovery.
Bro, he's amazing. Kante is that guy that you don't have to do much. You
His
don't even need a
recovery.
defense. He's there.
He's
there.
His recovery from that counter attack.
100%.
Crazy.
I think I trust him more than my bank, bro. That guy is insane. That guy is heavily insane. I think I can trust him with my house. I can leave my house unlocked. He'll be there to protect it. I can leave my car unlocked. He's there. Bro, that guy's insane, dude.
No, but
Yeah,
mentally crazy. I think that Chelsea signing moving him from Leicester was a big one. And plus him at Leicester was phenomenal.
Amazing.
Phenomenal.
But we don't get to see him anymore, obviously, with him going to Saudi. But
But
there's a lot of guys, like you mentioned, Griezmann, which is actually Portuguese. His parents are Portuguese.
Portuguese.
But yeah, we
But
don't see him there.
talking about that, the half of France squad is African, so
Can I ask you? There's two highlights of that. So number one, yes, there's a lot of them from different countries. But number two, I think if you want to look at quality,
yeah,
I think it's better to go in a team where everyone has that subjective quality, and no matter where they're from, like even Portugal, they got players from everywhere. South Africa's even got players from everywhere. So it's a sense where I think right now in football in general, I think there's so much diversity that you just subject them as a country. So
now
it's so
in
crazy.
that case,
yeah,
you from Portugal and you from SA.
Sort of,
Sort of from Portugal,
Sort of,
but
yeah.
family background.
Family's back, basically.
Family background.
Yeah, like my dad's born in Brazil.
Yeah.
But the rest of my family's from Madeira.
Okay.
My other family's from South Africa. Some are from Wales. But majority of the culture is South African and Portuguese. So it's a mix.
So now,
Yeah.
from you, I think I know the answer.
Yeah.
But you make it professional. You're called out for a country, but now you split.
Yeah.
Are you SA or are you Portugal?
To be honest with you, South Africa.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because I think Portugal has Ronaldo.
Okay.
South Africa has me. No, I'm joking. No, listen.
Your ego is the best.
No, I'm
This
joking.
place
No, I'm
is
joking.
good.
No,
It's
listen.
good to have that
No,
self-confidence,
listen.
though.
I think I'd prefer South Africa because I'm here. I've grown here. It's been a beautiful journey with this country. I don't hate this country. I'm not leaving anytime soon.
Yeah.
If I do, it's because I'm improving the country. So it's a thing where it's like, I think South Africa I'd prefer to play for.
Okay.
I do feel there should be more diversity anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Portugal, South Africa, wherever. And I feel like wherever your culture is, you should be there.
Okay.
You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Because my
No.
culture is basically mixed all over because
All over. Yeah, no,
we subjected
100%.
to America, England, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a sense where I feel like here it's better for
Here's your culture.
even yourself, bro. Like if you said, listen, you want to play overseas or play here, do it. Okay, England, I know it's difficult, but let's say if you want to be here, you'll play for South Africa, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, I've always said this, even off camera. For those of you that have watched and grown up with me in school, they've always asked me this also.
Yeah.
They say, were you playing England or SA? And I've always said, I'll play for SA.
True.
Like, oh, but why? They don't make it to World Cups and this and the other. I say, yes, it's fine. But it's better to make your name in a team that has no names and make a name, or to be in a team that you're going to be forgotten about.
Exactly.
Because you have the big names like Bellingham, Kane, Saka, all of those. And now you throw me in and no one's going to know me as
100%.
much for that stature.
100%.
So you put me in with the likes of Zwane and Mokwena. They're gonna know.
Ballers, bro.
They're gonna know Cooper Semi when it comes. They're gonna know Lima when it comes.
Yeah.
They're gonna understand the names because South Africa is so focused on football itself. The diversity is broad.
I agree completely, and that's why even with Eastside, bro, that's one of the main strategies. You start from scratch and you grow it. You give it a name. You don't just give it a name of what the history's done to it, and that's why it's so beautiful. That's why with South Africa, we could be easy, bro. Top in Africa itself, let alone just in South Africa or whatever it might be. It's like a thing where we could definitely be top level, 100%.
100%. And regarding that, how you feel about like the coaching level here in SA? Being a coach yourself and coaching other teams and versing other teams, where do you think there's a problem? Or where do you think there's a blockage?
I think, and it's not coming off as a financial thing. I think it's more of a third world mentality because we looked at most of our players. You look at Percy Tau, we look at those guys that went overseas. They went overseas because they're good.
Yeah.
Meaning the football here is good. But I do see a difference in quality when you're watching PSL and Prem. Obviously, completely different. But it's a sense where if Prem players were to play in the in PSL, they wouldn't survive. But vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Because it's like watching, for example, like when you watch Brazil play.
Yeah.
A lot of skills, a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
A lot of fouls, obviously, but in that whole sense, it's different types of backgrounds and cultures. But if you have a player that's systematic to England's type of play style, they'll play in England, they'll play in the Premier League, perfect. It's like Spain. Bellingham's doing well because he's obviously brought up in different types of footballing experiences. Whereas South Africa, it's just South Africa.
Yeah.
That's why Percy Tau will get international experience, will go to scouting camp. Like there's another gentleman that went to Bayern Munich,
Yes,
from
yes.
South Africa,
Yeah,
and
youngster.
he did well. He
Yeah.
did really well, and it's something where he gets that experience. Now,
Yeah.
Lau Foster, for example, same thing with him. Quality comes from
Quality.
South Africa, born and bred, boom, shipped him
Boom.
overseas. Then you look at even the GOAT, bro, Benny McCarthy, bro. From here, shipped him to Porto,
Yeah.
did his job there with Mourinho, got his Champions League, beautiful.
Beautiful.
But many guys, there's so many underrated.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Football here, it's there. But I think we need to shift our focus from: are we going to keep our players at a high quality in our type of division,
Yeah.
or are we going to? Because I would say the coaches are very good in our division.
Yeah.
But overseas, it's different. That's why you have to make your awareness and your approach and adaptability to playing Prem or to playing whatever type of league, La Liga or Serie A, wherever it might be.
No, I understand this.
So the coaching is good, but to our level.
Mm-hmm.
But what is our level? You know what I mean? So
What
it's a
is the
sense
level?
where
True.
we could be good in our league, we
Yeah.
could be good in Serie A, whatever, but we have to adapt to that specific league to say we're good.
Yeah, it's true. And also like playing standards. How do you feel?
Playing standards? Yeah.
Like you said, the PSL and the Premier League is two
Correct.
different standards. Like
Yeah.
I remember watching the Nedbank Cup,
Yeah.
Pirates and Sundowns. But like it's crazy to see that there's so much space left open watching a
Yeah.
PSL game. But now you take that to a Premier League, there's no space covered.
Can I ask you? I think they should cancel the PSL.
Yeah.
They should cancel PSL. I think there should be Kasi football and it should be a big league. I think Kasi football is the most entertaining football I've ever seen.
The disky, where they
This
play on the sand.
Proper.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
crazy.
that is the best form of football because it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
When you watch the Prem, or even like, okay, let's say for example, when you're playing with your mates in the park and you
Yeah.
enjoy yourself there, you enjoy that.
Yeah.
But when you watch a game, and it's just, I know tactics are amazing.
Yeah.
But when you want to enjoy the game, I'd rather watch Kasi football because there's laughter, there's everything. That's why you watch
Yeah.
Brazil. Exactly. No one will ever experience that. Only South Africans. But
Yeah.
then you'll get people from overseas that watch. But
Yeah.
I prefer that instead of the PSL. PSL is like a remake of modern football and Kasi football and combining them and making South African franchise of football.
Oh, okay.
So I prefer to have one narrative
Yeah.
instead of a mix.
Oh, okay.
It's like having a purebred dog.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
you need to have a proper purebred instead of
Yes.
just a mixed. But not to like undermine PSL. I love
Yeah.
the PSL, the structure, everything. But it's a sense where we could do a lot more.
Yeah.
And not just coaching level, player level, refereeing level. I think our referees are better than overseas, but that's another level. But
Yeah.
it's a sense where it's just dependent. It's just
Yeah.
dependent on the scenario or particular case as well.
And don't you feel like maybe the sporting industry here in SA is a little bit forgotten about?
It is.
Because now if you look at some of the stadiums, they haven't been refurnished since the World Cup.
Yeah.
When the World Cup was here, the money was being pushed there to make it look nice because people
Huge.
are coming.
Huge.
But now, because the years have gone on, they're not pushing that same amount of money in. They might be cutting it or reducting it.
I'm going to disagree. Now, let me tell you what.
Okay, no, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I don't want to just disagree. You know what I mean?
we bound
Yeah,
to
100%. So for me, I look at it as more of the fans.
Yeah.
Fans bring money.
Okay, yeah.
Number one. Number two, I look at our general marketing structure for specific football in general.
Yeah.
DSTV is our only platform for football.
Yeah.
SABC, not really.
No word.
So for me, if we can maybe adapt more to allowing more viewership and in that sense monetizing it a bit more in the sense where we can create a foundational structure for football viewing,
Yeah.
but making it a bit more accessible. Because like for me, I have to now pay a subscription of like 600 to 1,000 a month
Yeah.
just to watch football,
Yeah.
which no one wants to do.
True.
And then you're going to go watch it, you don't feel like it's prioritized in terms of safety or
Yeah.
structure. So it's definitely coming from, like if you watch a Springboks game,
Yeah.
for example, like a rugby game,
Yeah.
you'll see how they prioritize the merchandise, the food, everything. Like I don't even support rugby. I played rugby, whatever, for a short time, but
Yeah.
it was a sense where I could see a difference in quality of focusing on the fans more
Yeah.
than just the teams itself. And when I look at it, it's like the same when we say what's the difference between male football and women's football when it
Yeah.
comes to payments and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the fans, it's the,
The fans.
viewership, it's
Yeah.
it's the followers of a country or a specific club or
Yeah.
specific culture within that process.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's more of the fans, number one. Number two, I do think it's a lack of funding from SAFA to your local LFAs or anything like that, but it's
Yeah.
dependent what they're going to use with that funding anyway. Because majority of the time they're overpaying staff or they're overpaying for certain procedures that's not needed. If you look at grounds, but in general, municipality grounds, some of them, they're like this. Bro. There's no real focus. But if we prioritize like Ajax, like the Brazilian camps,
Yeah.
even City now, the way they've invested heavily,
Yeah.
you'll see that the priority on the infrastructure is way different.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people get attracted to that, which means more investment, more value, and sponsorships also go into it. But it's so many levels of different business structures that you could be able to like say, okay, this is one. There's so many, but one of them is obviously fans.
Yeah.
Number two, I definitely think it's a thing where we undervalue our players.
Yeah.
Like Lau Foster, we could have got a lot more. Percy Tau, we could have got a lot more.
Yeah.
I saw a player that literally got sold for 2 million, got 16, but we sold Percy Tau to Brighton for £2 million.
Yeah.
So it's a thing where I think we do undervalue our players, even Lau Foster. Burnley should have paid more. But
Definitely.
it's a thing where I think that structure, bro, we have to value our people more and South African people as well when it comes to football. That's why, for me, I'll go all in this project because I know exactly what the worth is of South African football.
Yeah.
It's nearly like a ball that's dirty, and the minute you clean it up, you're going to play with that ball consistently and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it's right. It's true. I understand it. Because now it's better that we disagree on things because now if we both see the same mind,
exactly,
there's no point.
100%.
It's better to see it from both of us. Because now I said my view.
Yeah,
that's what I thought my opinion was.
100%.
You said it. You said your opinion.
We'll beat each other up afterwards.
Yeah, no, 100% off camera. We fight. No,
it's easier.
But it's better because then we're seeing it from both sides. We're not just seeing it from my side only, and everyone only agreeing with me. If people agree with you, then 100%.
Exactly.
People agree with me, perfect.
Yeah.
We're not there to say yes. It must be done. It must be done.
There's always opinions, but I think the results will be the facts.
Yeah, no, it's true, 100%. I get that one. Facts. And moving forward, where do you want to see, like you said, you're scrapping PSL?
Yeah.
You want to scrap PSL? You want to?
Not to say I want to.
No, obviously.
There's needed for that football side. I just made that more of the enjoyment of watching.
No, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But PSL needs to stay, 100%.
So now PSL to stay, but now to say the same enjoyment.
Yeah.
From Kasi level to be over in the PSL, or even now here, there's grassroots football that we play on here. Our fans are amazing. We can see it week in, week out. When they come to a Super League game or they come to a Div 2 game, the fans are there. They shouting every tackle. They screaming referee. They shouting. It's the exact same thing.
Can I stop you there quick?
Yeah.
I just want to also jump on that. Sometimes they don't get gratitude, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fans, sometimes people coming here late at night. It's cold, freezing, but they're supporting their kids.
Yeah.
They're supporting their loved ones, and we want to thank them, bro.
No,
I think
100%.
that's the biggest thing. Like
100%.
when you're watching these games, you'll never buy that memory again. When you see your mom watching you football, your dad watching you, or any type of family member, or any type of loved one.
Yeah.
Those moments, bro, you'll never buy with whatever amount of money. Those moments make games more memorable than anything. And those people that aren't supporting, you guys should be ashamed because your kids there, or your friends there, your sisters there, whatever it might be, and they need that support as well. And you never know how good a player is until you show that support.
Until you see it. Because it's all well and good me saying, I played this game and I scored 5 goals. If it's not there, you're not going to believe what I'm saying.
Unless you're watching it on YouTube. So
exactly. unless you send a message and I saw your game on weekend.
100%.
The way you were running off the ball, your movement is amazing. I never knew it was like that. Because now we get it. I'm sure you get it now also. When you were playing, you used to get messages from players or from fans. What can I do to do better? Or you should do this better. Well, us as players or us as coaches, we're not going to take offense if someone says, maybe try this or maybe try that. We're not going to get offended.
Exactly.
So that's why we need, rather get down to support the players, support the team, support everyone.
And support Xavier's podcast. 100%.
And support Eastside United. Exactly. It's all love and support here.
Yeah, 100%.
We just want to say thank you to Ashton for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for the insight and the vision. Always good to hear from another point of view, not only a player, but from a coach's point of view. Glad to want to see this project grow, yours and mine. We just want to say thank you so much. Make sure to check out all the descriptions down below. We link everything. Stay tuned to Eastside. Big things to come.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Big up the podcast. Also, bigger things to come. Love and peace.